Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Big Bad Workshop, the Operation Monster Force, the Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser, the Electronic Detection Stealth Mode, or EDS mode. This is the JoeFest 2025 exclusive version. We did get a Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser, optically compromised that was exclusive to Toylanta in the translucent purple, but here we get a translucent like smoke color, I would call it, or translucent gray color, that is exclusive to Toylanta. And then as a special surprise, not Toylanta, excuse me, JoeFest. As a special surprise, I do also have now the JoeFest 2024 exclusives, the Blood Prince Dracula and the Omen of Doom Forgotten King, the red translucent Dracula and the teal turquoise translucent Forgotten King. I did not have these, and I was super bummed that I missed out on these a year ago, and I want to be all in on the Operation Monster Force line. So big shout out and thank you to Big Bad Toy Store for getting all three of these out my way so I can review for you guys. I will do comparisons with, of course, the Forgotten King and Dracula here, as well as the optically compromised Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser, and then we're going to throw in a Kilowog in there just for some fun. So let's go ahead and get into it with these exclusives because they are limited runs, very limited runs to these toy shows. That's why they are in these plastic bags here. So we're going to open up all three and take a look. But before we open up this one, the electronic detection stealth mode, Lieutenant Griffin, we do have a bio here. The bio reads, when total invisibility isn't an option, Lieutenant Griffin, codenamed the Eraser, activates his electronic detection stealth mode, EDS mode. A specialized adaptation of his serum allows him to vanish from electronic tracking systems, rendering him undetectable by heat vision, biometrics, radar, and other surveillance technology. However, this advanced stealth comes at a cost. While in EDS mode, his optical invisibility weakens, making him faintly visible to the naked eye. This forces the Eraser to make tactical decisions on the fly, choosing the right moment to shift between total optical invisibility and electronic stealth. Whether slipping past high-tech security or outmaneuvering enemies who rely on advanced tracking, the Eraser remains the ultimate ghost in the field. There we go. Very excited. We're going to take a look at his accessories and the figure itself, and then we'll just go quickly over the Dracula and Forgotten King figures. Let's go ahead and open these bags up, and let's take a closer look. Alright, so here we have the three figures out of the package. God, you know what? I love these. Something about translucent figures always just make them a little bit more fun. And then when you have, like, the Dracula, the Blood Prince, right? He's all blood, right? How cool is that? And then the Forgotten King, he's going to be, like, all energy. It's just a whole lot of fun. So really, in this video, we're primarily going to focus on the Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser, the electronic stealth mode, electronic detection stealth mode. Yeah, electronic detection stealth mode. Yeah, EDS. We're going to primarily focus on that figure because that's the new one. You know, these other two are from a year ago, but they're all JoeFest exclusive. So it's cool to, you know, kind of wrap around there. So these were available actually at JoeFest. You were able to pick these up and make your purchase there. These will go up at BigBadToyStore.com sometime after the event, which just ended a few days ago. At the time of this I'm recording this on Monday. I think this video is going to go live like on Thursday as I'm on vacation, or will be on vacation. At the time that you watch this, I will be on vacation in Alaska as my mom is getting married, and we're taking a trip up to Juneau there. So I'm excited for that. So this video will go up in a couple of days. I got some like Star Wars Black Series videos and stuff like that that'll be going up there, but I want to focus on this one because this is the new one. So when it does eventually go on BigBadToyStore.com, be on the lookout for my post on like my Instagram, my broadcast channel, and then the Facebook broadcast channel, the MCU Collector Cave. Collector Corner channels where I post, you know, new pre-order links or in-stock alerts, those sort of things. That's the best way to stay in touch when it comes to these drops, because the optically compromised Lieutenant Griffin sold out in about 2 minutes, if that. So if you're looking, you know, to pick up these exclusive figures, you got to be on top of it. You got to stay on it. So I will post as soon as I know. I will post about it so you guys know when it goes live as well. And this one is a really fun one. It has that, you know, that smoke effect, so I'm really excited. He comes with a bunch of accessories. So as you can see here, he has this rifle. The magazine is removable. He comes with 2 handguns. So we have one that's already holstered here on his right leg. He comes with the knife and the sheath, which could then plug into this bandolier harness piece that he is wearing there. And then he does come with this other holster piece that can wrap around his shoulders. I do not have that on him currently. And then he does have another small pistol, which will then holster in there if that's what you want to do. You know, you could have both on there, but then it looks a little funky, so I don't recommend that. He's got a bunch of different hands. So we got three extra sets of hands. So I already kind of swapped out some of the hands. We've got standard grip hands, C grip hands, so a left and a right, the standard C grip. We get these open hands, as you can see here. If it will focus, it's not going to focus because, yeah. So these wide open hands there. And then you get trigger finger hands, which I already have kind of on one on the right hand, and then we got the left. And then you also get some fists there. You also get these little rings here. These rings represent the glove cuffs because he's got these bandages here on his forearm. You could take those off, you know, as if he has like his sleeve rolled up, and then this would be the cuff to the glove because the hands are gloved hands. And then I am missing a piece, and I don't know where it's at. Did I drop it somewhere? I believe he comes with a suppressor or silencer for one of the guns, but man, there it is. So here we have this here, and I think what this does is it just will plug in right over that rifle piece there, and then it kind of extends it out. So it does come with that accessory as well. So that is the Lieutenant Griffin, the electronic detection stealth mode, EDS, or the electronic detection stealth mode, EDS. The Blood Prince Dracula comes with the sword. He comes with an extra head sculpt, so we just have kind of the standard relaxed face there, and then you have the screaming head sculpt, and then you get 2 extra sets of hands. So he has grip hands, so kind of standard C grip hands there. That are kind of trigger finger if that's what you want to do, and then standard C grip hands, and then he also has these like open clawed hands there. And the cool thing about him is the stand. He does not come with the typical Tombstone style Operation Monster Force stand. He has this puddle of blood stand, which is a nice touch because if he's coming and turning into pure blood, there you would be he has the stand which has a peg on there so you can hold, and he comes out of a pool of blood. So that is really, really cool. Oh, the other thing with the Lieutenant Griffin Eraser, he has that Tombstone stand there in the translucent smoke color. And then the Forgotten King, he has his staff, which does have a couple of different pieces. You get this top piece, and then you kind of get this blade bottom piece that you can port on there. Get these 2 energy effect pieces there, and then he has 1, 2, 3 extra sets of hands. So he's got standard grip hands. He's got fists. I already swapped one out on each hand there, and then you get these open hands here, and these are going to be kind of using those magic energy effect pieces there, and then he's just got these wide open hands there. So those are the accessories for all 3 figures. Let's go ahead and get into it and focus back on the Lieutenant Griffin, the electronic detection stealth mode, EDS, and zoom in for a better look. Okay, so here we are for a close look at the head sculpt, and that looks really good. It's got, you know, it's the translucent color, but it's got a little bit of a smoke color to it, and so it just looks really nice. These goggles do come off, by the way, as you can see there, so you can kind of expose where his eyes would be. But, you know, he's the Invisible Man, so he's got bandage wrapped around there, so it kind of fills out, you know, where his head would be, because otherwise you just wouldn't see anything since, you know, he's the Invisible Man. So that looks good there. And then here we got, again, this piece here. This comes off. If you wanted to take it off, as you can see, it just ports there on the back, and then you remove it quite easily. And it's kind of modular. You get some different pieces there. So we have the knife sheath there, and as you can see, it's done there. And it's all in the smoky, translucent, same color, which is just awesome. I love that, you know, we have that, and it's just, you know, all there. So it looks really good. But I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to take this piece off because it's kind of bulky. I do like the way this piece looks on here because this does look good. Let's wrap that around. Put it on him like so. So you could also have this look for him depending on how you want to have him. I mean, again, you could have it have it on him as well. It just kind of gets in the way a little bit, as you can see, you know, where the gun would be, but this is kind of in the way, but unless you try to like work it in a little bit, but then it's just kind of weird. So that's why you wouldn't really do both at the same time, although you could. It does get a little bit awkward in there. But that is the Lieutenant Griffin. It is all pinless and it is all translucent and awesome. Now let's go ahead and check out his articulation. Okay, so for Lieutenant Griffin's articulation, we're just going to go over his. We're not going to go over Dracula or the Forgotten King, as I have reviewed the regular release figures of those way back when. So you guys will be able to kind of check out some of my older videos to see them, because Lieutenant Griffin is kind of the new one there. So Lieutenant Griffin, he can look up somewhat, as you can see there, and then he can look down that much there. The neck is on a separate piece in there, so the neck can swivel around, and then you can swivel the head on there. It is on a disc hinge, so you know what? I can get him to look down more, and then I should be able to get him to look up more. Yep, I can get him to look up more as well, and then you can get some pivot with that neck piece in there, so that is really good. The arm, you can get the shoulder to go straight on out like so. You get a full rotation in there. You do have a butterfly joint, so you can get that arm to go back a ways, and then you can get him to come forward. Ooh, pop the arm right on out of that socket. You can get it to come over and do a little bit of crossbody, as you can see there. You got an upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless elbow, gives you that much bend there at the elbow, so quite nice. Wrists swivel and they hinge, so you have the standard horizontal hinge on the C grip. The trigger finger does have the vertical hinge on there, so all trigger fingers vertical, all other hands have the standard horizontal hinge on there, which makes sense because if he's using a weapon, that's how it should be. So we get a ball joint at the waist and a ball joint at the diaphragm cut, so you can get Lieutenant Griffin to tilt to his left that much in total there. You can get him to tilt to his right that much there, so that's quite a bit, which looks really good and it's very natural looking. And then he can lean back quite a bit. You do see some gap in there, so I don't know that you want to lean him back that much, but you can be able to lean him back. And then coming forward, and I just separated at that ball joint, he can lean forward that much there, so not too shabby. And then of course you get a swivel at the diaphragm. You could also swivel at the waist. You do get a drop down hip, so the hips come down a little bit. You could do the full on splits there with the figure, and then he can kick forward pretty far, as you can see there, and then the leg does go back a little bit. You got an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed pinless knee gives you that much bend there, and then no boot swivel, but you do get an ankle swivel in there, and then with that you can pivot at the ankle, and then you can hinge down a little bit, you can hinge up a little bit, and you do have peg holes at the bottom of the feet, which are perfect for the stands, as the stands have pegs in them, so you can display your figures any which way you want without them falling over. Now, one little disclaimer with the translucent figures, because it tends to be a softer plastic, there is a little bit of wobbliness, but it's nothing too bad, as you can see there. Some of these joints do move a little bit easier than you would like, but it's not like a super wobbly figure, and it's not going to fall over, so just a heads up on that there. But man, looks really good. So now let's go ahead and see Lieutenant Griffin next to the optically compromised Lieutenant Griffin, which again is basically the same exact figure. Not basically, it is the same figure, but in purple. So there we go there, except I already took off kind of the harness that he would have in there, so there is that difference, of course, too. But just really cool that we got two different versions. We don't even have the regular release yet. I believe, the Wave 2, the Series 2, or Season 2, excuse me, of the Operation Monster Force did get pushed back a little bit due to the tariff situation. So I think these are going to be expected fairly soon, the Season 2 figures. So I'll have links in the video description below to the other Operation Monster Force figures. So I'll have a link to the entire listing of everything. So you can check out, what's available to pre-order right now, and kind of what the expected timelines are. I think a lot of them are second quarter 2025, which is kind of ending soon, so it's probably going to be early third quarter. So hopefully those will be coming out soon, because I'm excited for them, because these are really awesome. So there we have those two, and then you can see the Forgotten King and Dracula there. Okay, so we're going to do some more side-by-side comparisons with the Lieutenant Griffin. So here we have the Delta Red Urban Commando there, which is kind of one of my absolute favorite figures in the line because there's just so many different pieces. Everything's kind of modular in the vest and the armor pieces, like elbow pads, the shoulder pads, the different helmet, head pieces. Like, it's so... These things come with, like, too many accessories. It's almost kind of crazy. But that is one of my absolute favorite figures. It was in my top 10 of 2024. Just a really good figure. And as you can see there, they line up really nicely. They do share some of the same parts between them, which does make sense as they are, you know, on the same side there. So we've got that. Now let's go over into Dracula here, as you can see. And it looks to be a little bit taller than Dracula there. And let's throw in the Forgotten King, as we have these regular versions and not the translucent JoeFest ones there. And then we've got the Kilowog, the Primal Kilowog Night Hunter. Let's see there. Does he fit in frame? Oh, he's not quite all the way in frame. Such a big figure. It's crazy because the Kiloworgs were kind of a limited edition or a limited release. And I was barely able to get an order in for those because it was like sold out at one time, and then one became available. I'm like, boom, I got to order it and get it. And I have both versions, which are the same. It's just this is the deluxe, which has all the clothing options and things like that. But that is an awesome figure there. So if you haven't checked out the Operation Monster Force line yet, I highly recommend it. They are made by Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction, which, if you guys are kind of aware and in the know, Fresh Monkey Fiction has kind of transitioned into Big Bad Workshop. They are kind of still independent in some ways, but Bill from Fresh Monkey Fiction is kind of now heading up the Big Bad Workshop section of Big Bad Toy Store, so they are exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store as it is their own toy manufacturing line and everything like that. So there's different lines and things like that coming out. Operation Monster Force was kind of the first to kick it off alongside, you know, with Fresh Monkey Fiction, and now with the accessories are actually partnered with Gridiron Studios, so lots of really good stuff going on there. But if you haven't already, I highly recommend checking these things out. They're highly articulated, they're pinless, they come with an insane amount of accessories, like too many accessories. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's insane. So other action figure lines coming from Big Bad Workshop, so make sure to follow them on the social channels and everything like that. But make sure to check out the figures at Big Bad Toy Store. So again, links in the video description below so you guys could check them out. Okay, so here's a really cool thing, and then this isn't going to work out real well. So what I found out is the Forgotten King actually glows in the dark. So let's check this out. Let's see. It's hard to get it to capture it on video. Look at that. I mean, you guys could see the kind of the general shape, but yeah, he glows in the dark. How cool is that? It's for me, I'm sitting in the dark and I see this bright blue figure sticking out, and it's just like the color of the translucency, and it's so cool. So cool. Okay, so that is my review of the Lieutenant Griffin, the Electronic Detection Stealth Mode, the EDS mode, exclusive to JoeFest 2025. Again, stay tuned to all my social channels so you can see when this figure will go up for order at BigBadToyStore.com. You know, whatever quantities were left after the event, they will put them up. The optically compromised figure, again, went sold out in like 2 minutes. So make sure to be ready when I have it posted, when I share that information, to be able to get your hands on this. These things are a whole lot of fun. The translucent figures, they just make it even more fun. But the Operation Monster Force line by Big Bad Workshop makes some awesome action figures that are just really, really well done. So make sure, you know, do what you can to try and get the order in, because these things are awesome and a whole lot of fun. But you guys give me your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you have any Operation Monster Force figures? What do you guys think of them? Did you go to JoeFest 2025? How was it? Did you see all the cool stuff? They even did a panel. They're showing like a new Tick figure and all this stuff. Just crazy good stuff going on with Big Bad Workshop. But again, Operation Monster Force, these figures are awesome. So let me know how JoeFest was. If you went last year and able to get, you know, the Dracula and Forgotten King, let me know those down in the comments below as well, because I'm just loving these things. So happy to now have them. So again, thank you to Big Bad Toy Store for getting these out my way, because I am loving them, and I hope you guys do too. So make sure to check them out. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.